Hello, I hope you're doing well and that you are well kept of the Lord. Welcome to Fel-G's Digest. My name is Fel-G, and as always, it is a pleasure to have you here with me. Now, there's this phrase, I'm sure you might have encountered it at one point of your life. The phrase is no pain, no gain. I remember the first time I encountered it, I had gone to the gym and it was pasted almost everywhere across the walls. No pain, no gain, no pain, no gain. So every time you would work out and you feel so exhausted and you're feeling a little bit of pain, when you look up, what you'll see is the phrase no pain, no gain. And that was an indication that you should press on, or that it is okay to actually experience the pain. So that phrase mostly, it is usually just to encourage you that if you are going to get something that is beneficial on this earth, then you should be ready to pay a particular price. And to some extent it is true, especially for those who are going to the gym. If at the end of the day maybe you're looking for maybe abs, you will have to be disciplined. That is the price you're going to pay. And then you're going to endure the pain that comes with getting used to carrying the different weights until you reach a day when you'll actually develop those abs that you're looking for. And in the same way, if you're looking for a happy family, it doesn't just happen. There is a price you have to pay, and that could be the price of being ready to have those difficult conversations, being there for each other even if you don't feel like being there, going that extra mile, and just being present most of the times. The same way, if you want maybe a good relationship with God, there is a price to pay. You will have to devote yourself to reading the Word of God, even when you don't feel like doing it, praying, and sometimes fasting and giving, things of the sort. So at the end of the day, anything good comes with a price that you require to pay, and sometimes, actually most of the times, that price is not so sweet. It's more of a sacrifice, and it pinches you somewhere. But have you ever noticed sometimes that when you're paying the price, you discover that okay, as much as I am required to pay the price, I feel like I am overpaying the price, or I feel like whatever price I'm paying is so costly. Yes. So that is what we want to discuss today. When you're paying the price, just how much is too much? How much is too much when it comes to paying the price? So a price is too costly when, one, it is affecting your health. When it is affecting your health, that is physical health, then it is costly. It is too costly, it is expensive, and maybe it's not worth paying. So for example, this one is usually very common with ladies. You go to the salon and they want to plait your hair, and the process of plaiting is so painful. Sometimes they pull your hair back and forth, and then when you complain, they tell you, there is a cost for looking beautiful. So it is true, there is a cost. But if you know that at the end of the day, once they're done plaiting your hair, you're going to have headache for 2 days, then that is too expensive, because that is compromising your health. It's too costly. Or maybe you are trying a weight loss program and it requires you to take some drugs. So the drugs are going to help you lose the weight, but at the end of the day, they will affect your health in a particular manner. Maybe you now become extremely fatigued all the time, so you cannot produce, or you're not productive. Or it lowers your immune system, so when another disease comes, you're going to be swept away. That is too costly. It is not worth paying the price. It's too much. Then secondly, a price is too much when it compromises your principles. So if you have to compromise in terms of your principle to get something that is too expensive, it is too much. For example, there is a promotion at work, but the only way of getting that promotion is either by bribing or by sleeping with somebody who is in charge of it. So as much as for you to get a promotion, there's a price you should pay, but if you have to bribe and it is not in you, it's not part of your nature, it is contrary to your principles, then you don't have to do it. It's too costly. Then number 3, a praise is too much if it affects your mental health. Okay, it's still part of health, but your mental health, it might not affect your physical health, but the way things are, mostly sometimes we neglect this aspect of the mental health. So when a person looks at you, everything around you looks okay physically, but they do not understand the mental torture that you are enduring. So for example, you're in a relationship with a person and the person is toxic. So toxic in a light manner, they don't hit you, they're not physically toxic, but it is in their words and their nature. It's the type of person who gaslights you, and when you hang out with this person, at the end of the day you think you're crazy because you do something that's like that is not how it's supposed to be done. So it's a person who, they cannot waste an opportunity to demean you or to make you sound crazy. So if it is a relationship, okay, it's good, that is what you wanted, but if you notice this person is affecting your mental health by the way they do their things or the way they handle you, once you hang out with them you feel inadequate. Not inadequate because they are too successful, but inadequate because they keep putting you down, or you start doubting yourself because of the way they speak. They gaslight you. It is toxic to your mental health. If you find yourself in such a situation, then that price is too expensive, it's too costly, you don't have to pay it. And then number 4, a price is too much if it affects your relationship with God. So you have been looking for a job maybe all your life, and you finally found it and it's good, you like it, the pay is good. But now the things you do at work, first of all, let's say it occupies all your time. Like from Monday to Monday, you are engaged, and it's so busy such that there is no way of adjusting it so that you get time alone and seek the face of your Father. Or maybe the type of job, let's say you are editing maybe videos, you have to audit them, and the types of videos you're editing, they are not good for your spiritual life. They contain messages or sins that violate your principles and belief in God. So by the time you finish editing videos the whole day, when you go back to sleep, the types of dreams you're having, they are not godly. So if you find yourself in such a thing, something that is removing you from the presence of God, no matter how sweet it is, then it is still costly. It's too much. You don't have to pay such a price. And then number 5, a price is too much if it affects your reputation. So when it comes to reputation, mostly, okay, some people don't care so much about reputation. They're like, okay, for as long as I'm living, I'm fine. But there are some people who survive by reputation. Let's say I am a pastor, and then as a pastor, this is what the society expects of me, and it is believed that whatever I say is credible by virtue of me being a pastor. And then an opportunity comes. There is this alcohol company that wants me to advertise for them, their brand, and the pay is good. But if this pastor takes this opportunity of advertising for them, their brand, okay, it is work. At the end of the day, we all want money, you just want to survive. But how are you going to paint yourself out there? You are damaging your reputation. So as a pastor, after you have advertised the alcohol, when you go to church and now you're telling people you shall not drink, they'll be like, oh, but you're the one who was advertising these things. So when your reputation is compromised, even your authority is compromised to some extent. You can say maybe you're a doctor, you treat the skin, a dermatologist, and you've created a good reputation for yourself. And then a company comes and they want you to advertise for them their skincare products. And then it happens that this skincare product is not good. It has some components that affects people. So some people will buy these skincare products because you, as a doctor, has recommended. So they are buying it purely on your experience and on your reputation that you are good, whatever you recommend is really good. So when it affects them, they will realize, there's something wrong with this doctor. So when something is reaching a point where it is affecting your reputation and you survive on your reputation, and it means that we are taking away, one, your authority, and two, they're taking away your source of livelihood. So it is too expensive. And the other things also that you can look at it, for as long as you feel violated, the times something can violate you, but you can work yourself out of it. Maybe your work takes long, but you find a way of communing with God in the middle of the work. That is okay. But if you realize that at the end of the day there's really no way out of the box you've been put into, then it is too expensive and you shouldn't pay it. And wherever you are right now, if you find yourself struggling with something, you might be doing something and you're like, okay, there's the place of paying the price, there's the place of sacrifice, and then there's a place of something that is not right. So you are wondering, is it that I'm paying the price and I should just wait for a little bit longer before I see the results, or is it that I should just leave and stop it at this point and look for something else to do? So if you find yourself in such a situation and you've gone through this and maybe you feel like, okay, maybe I can still wait or hold on for a little bit longer, I would love to give you an encouragement that can help you make up your mind quickly and know the way forward from where you are. And the encouragement is from the book of Proverbs. Proverbs chapter 10, verse 22. I'm reading New King James Version. Proverbs 10:22 says, it's a small verse, the blessings of the Lord makes one rich, and he adds no sorrow with it. So if you feel there is so much sorrow, then maybe it is not of the Lord. And maybe that is what you need to decide another way forward. So I hope you got something that is going to help you make your decisions when making investments from this moment onwards. And I pray that we will have the boldness and standards to set up boundaries in our lives. And we know that this is the boundary. Beyond this boundary, I cannot pay beyond this boundary. If anything requires me to pay beyond this boundary, then it is too much and it is not worth paying. And I pray for grace to hold on to those boundaries so that even when the deal is so tempting, you will remember where you are coming from and stick to your principles and do that which is blessing you and doing you good and drawing you closer to your Father. Because at the end of the day, the goal is to represent this kingdom in a manner that pleases the Lord, so that in whatever we do, our Father in heaven is going to be glorified. And in everything we do, the decisions we make, as much as we glorify the Father, we will also get peace within us. And as we prosper, we will be able to attribute our prosperity to our Father who is in heaven. Thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time, bye-bye, and may the Lord bless you and keep you.